you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Marita here, and today is going to be a story time get ready with me. I'm going to tell you about the time that me and my friends attended a party and it almost got shot up. If you would like to hear this story time and watch me gather this face, then definitely keep on watching. And towards the end of the video, actually, I'm going to show the email here too. I am starting an advice column. So if you have a scenario where you want advice, or you know someone who might have an interesting story and they want a little bit of advice from me and my viewers, then send your stories into this email that I name it. Again, I am doing this in anticipation. Once I edit this video, I will have a name for what I will call these videos for the new year. So yeah, I don't want to ramble on too long. Enjoy the video. Okay, so we're gonna start doing my brows, and I just want to give you guys some context. This is edge control that I'm gonna put through my brows. So I'm not gonna name people specifically in my story times because, I mean, for obvious reasons, but I'm just going to label them as like friend number one, friend number two, stuff like that, right? So for context, when I was in the 11th grade, I was, what was it, 2009, I was 16 at the time, and I was doing co-op, and I met this girl. I'm gonna call her dope female one. Okay, dope female one. I met her during co-op. We saw each other when we went to school, like we saw each other in passing, but we didn't actually start like speaking to each other until we had this class with each other. And honestly, we clicked, we got along. And like I said, she was dope. She was a Capricorn, like really ambitious, really just hilarious, and the jokes were good. And every single time we hung out, it was always a good time. Like so yeah, we built a friendship, and she's a year older than me, and that's how we met. Okay, so there's dope girl one. Now, bestie number one is somebody that I met prior. We met before I even got to high school, and we were body and bench, like super close. We weren't close initially. I'll tell you something, earth signs and air signs, there's no in between. It's either we get along and we click, or we don't get along, because we're opposites. But for those two women, we got along. So there was bestie number one, and then ex-bestie, we met in high school. She was an Aries. We also got along for the most part. That's a whole different story time, but we got along. We were also bocce and bench when we were in high school. And again, during the time of me knowing all three of these females, we clicked. The only person that I still talk to like that on a day-to-day basis, like we're friends, we're solid, we're besties still, is bestie number one, like hands down. So anyways, let's get back to the story. Okay, so I'm just doing my foundation now. I mixed two foundations together. So dope girl one and I, we built a friendship, and I told ex-bestie and bestie number one about her, and I was like, yo, like she's so cool, like she's a vibe, like we should hang out with her, you know what I mean? Because co-op year was done, and we were now going into the summer of 2009. Me and ex-bestie were 16, and then bestie number one, she was a year younger, so she was 15. And we honestly just wanted to have a time. We wanted to have a good summer, and there's something that we call basement parties here in Toronto, and they're called jams. Basement parties are called jams, okay? So dope girl one, we started hanging out with her. We started like linking up, going over to her place, meeting up at the mall, things like that, and just hanging out, you know, busting jokes, grabbing some food to eat, whatever the case may be. We were finding something to do. A lot of the times we'd either bus or walk to the areas or like places that we wanted to go to together. And we would just, I don't know, like we would just have fun. Like, so Dope Girl 1, for context again, had introduced us to some guys. And this will be a story time for a next time. But this is how I met my ex, through Dope Girl 1. So there was a jam that was happening during the summer, and I am the youngest of 3 with 2 older brothers. I have 2 Caribbean parents. My father is Jamaican, my mother is Bajan. And so a lot of the times I was not allowed to go to these events. Like, it was very rare that my parents let me go. Like, they would let me go, but they were like, don't get too comfortable because you want to study Pati and boy, and you need to study your book. Study your book. So I begged my parents to allow me to go to this party. I had to tell them like where it was, of course, who I was going with and things of that nature. And they allowed me to go. So me, ex-bestie, bestie number 1, we were coordinating with Dope Girl 1. The besties were gonna come stay with me because me and Dope Girl 1 lived up the street from each other. So they were gonna come stay with me, and then we were gonna meet with Dope Girl 1 to link up and go to this jam. So I'm gonna do concealer now. So boom. We coordinate our plans. Ex-bestie and bestie number 1 make their way to my crib. We get ready. We're feeling ourselves. At that time, I didn't really do too much with my makeup. I think I did like, for sure, no foundation. And then I did like eyeliner. Wing eyeliner was my thing, which is funny because I'm doing a wing eyeliner look today. So I did like wing eyeliner, whatever. We got our fits together. We look good. We look good. We look good. So we got ourselves together. Then we made our way up the street to Dope Girl 1's house. Cool. We didn't want to walk to the function, even though it was like down the street. It would have probably been like a 15-minute walk. But we were like, nah, we're going to take a cab. So we split fare and we take a cab down the street to go to this jam. Now, at jams, the main genre of music that is played is dancehall. 2009, 09. This was when Vybz Kartel was in his prime, okay? The tunes that he was coming out were on point, and all age parties, basement jams were all the rave. I don't really know what the teeny boppers do now, but that's what we were trying to get on. So yeah, we arrived to the function. We're feeling ourselves. When you go to a jam, there's like, I feel like there's a classification for females there. There's maybe like 4. You have female number 1 who hugs the wall, doesn't really do, she's like stush, doesn't really dance too much. She's just there to look good, get chopped, whatever the case may be. Then you have female number 2. She's usually there with her group of friends. They're catching a vibe, they're dancing, but they still like stay together. They might do a 1-2 bubble here and there, but they're not really, they're there to have a good time. Then you have female number 3. They are the ones that are going to be there with their man, probably catching a wine, whatever the case may be. Then you have female number 4, which is the dance hall queen. They are the center of attention. They did not come there to play with you. They are in the center of the circle, bussing a splits on their head top. Me and my friends were probably, we were a mixture between female 2 and female 3. We would go there, catch a vibe, and then catch a bubble every now and again if we wanted to, and mind our business. We were not the bashment queens in the center, which no disrespect to the bashment queens, do your thing, but we were never that way. So yeah, we weren't like bussing head tops in the middle of the function. Anyways, so we're there, we're catching a vibe. Dope Girl 1 ended up kind of doing her own thing. She would like dance with us, but then like she had other friends that were obviously her age that were at the party. She was like kind of mixing and mingling, whereas the 3 of us, we just knew each other, so we stuck together and we were just doing our thing, catching a 1-2 bubble, whatever the case may be. And that's just a wine, by the way, for anybody who's watching. It's like, what's a bubble? It's a wine. It's like dancing, you know, with whoever and whining on them. Okay, so That's what we were doing at this function. We were having a time. Honestly, we were having a good time. The music was bumping. The people there were cool. Everyone was kind of like dancing, doing their thing, whatever the case may be. Now, I'm not, I was there and I was dancing with the guy at the time that I was talking to. Again, Dope Girl 1 is who linked me and my ex together. So yeah, like I was dancing with him, but he also was kind of doing his old thing. He was older than me, so he was kind of like mixing and mingling as well. So he wasn't always with me. And at the time when everything started to kind of like unravel, he was no near he wasn't near me. He was nowhere near me. So I don't know what it is about men sometimes, but when you're at a party, this is not just a jam, but when you're at parties and like a guy is trying to talk to you or dance on you and you don't want to, they get so offended and then it turns into disrespect and sometimes in some cases abuse, because what are you doing? Like if someone comes to a function and whether they're single, in a relationship, whatever the case may be, they're at a function and they don't want to dance with you, they don't have to dance with you. I'll never understand the men who are like, oh, if you're coming to a club or if you're at a function and a guy wants to dance with you and you say no, why are you here? To have a good time. What the hell do you mean? You think that she came here just for you? She can't leave her home and just listen to some music outside of, like, and just have a time with her friends or by herself, whatever the case may be. The world doesn't revolve around you. If she doesn't want to dance with you, she doesn't have to. So what's wrong with, like, just take the no and move on to the next. I'm sure someone will say yes to you. But just not her. Like, leave her alone. So anyways, there was there was something brewing around us at the time. Now, the way that we were situated, first of all, the way that the house was set up, it was small. It was a housing house. And if you're from Toronto, if you're from the GTA, you know that like housing, like townhouses, their basements, they're tiny, they're small, but there was a lot of people in the house. Like the house was full to capacity. It was spilling out onto the street. Like there was so many people at this jam. So we were kind of like towards the back, which we shouldn't have been. That was our first mistake. We should have been near the stairs so that if something popped off, we could dip. But we were towards the back. So we started shifting to like towards the middle. Then we see a commotion between a girl and a guy. And I don't really know. I think the gist was the girl didn't want to dance with the guy, whatever the case may be. And he like shoved her. So she went back at him and was like punching him, right? So obviously the guys around him are like, yo, chill. The guy did not care. He boxed her back. So I don't know what came over me and my friends, but we were like, no, you cannot put your hands on a female. What the hell is wrong with you? We should have minded our business. I mean, and the reason why I say that was because homegirl just kept going back. Like she kept fighting him. And at that point, it's like, now you're provoking him and you could very well be putting people's lives in danger. Because you don't know this man. You don't know if he's crazy, like unhinged, and will seriously hurt you, because there are men that are out there that exist, right? Dope Girl 1 was not there. Like she was upstairs. She was on the main floor. And so the three of us were in the basement, whatever, when all of this was transpiring. So the girl was shoved into us and like my friend kind of braced her and was like, oh my God, are you okay? She kind of like swatted my friend out the way, like get off me, and then went back to the guy, ready to attack him. So I'm just gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury powder and tan and apply this under my eye. I've already set like the rest of my face. And now I'm just working on like sculpting back my face, guys. So back to the story. So anyways, I'm all for like standing up for people. I would never I don't think I would ever be in a situation where someone's like getting getting beat up And knowing the context of the situation, kind of like stepping in, saying like, whoa, chill out, whatever the case may be, because, but in some, but in some cases, I do understand bystander effect, and I understand why some people choose not to get involved, because to be honest, you could be putting yourself in harm's way. And if you don't know the whole context of the situation, like that girl was like attacking that guy. Mind you, he did push her, but she started to like punch him. So, anyways, we're there and we're like watching the situation unfold. Then, out of nowhere, out of the commotion, my friend ends up getting punched in the face. Like, bestie number one gets decked in the face. I'm just using Morphe's Cocoa Wow to sculpt my face and add back color and like dimension. Just carving out that contour with my face powder so that it's a little bit more defined. And now I'm gonna take my bronzer. I actually haven't used this yet, but this is Mocha Moment. So we're gonna take that with my favorite bronzer brush as of lately. This is the Pro Powder Brush 50 from Sephora collection. And I actually love using this brush to bronze my skin. So we're gonna build up Mocha Moments. So my bestie is cussing and she's like, yo, who hit me? I got hit. Mind you, the commotion is getting bigger and bigger. Now the music has stopped at that point and everyone's kind of like, yo, like chill out. Like there's already not enough space. You guys are fighting. It's pointless. Like let's just have a good time, whatever the case may be. Okay. Mind you, we're still in the center of the basement when we should have been by the stairwell. Okay. So now I'm going to apply Tiger Lily Blush Duo by Sephora Collection, which you guys, I'm sad to say, I think this is discontinued. It's not on the app anymore. It was on sale. Please believe I got a backup because this blush is so pretty, but I don't think they sell it no more. Hopefully they bring it back in some other capacity because this was a very beautiful orange terracotta blush for the girls, and now it's gone. So that's really sad. But yeah, that is what I'm doing for my blush, and I'm just gonna, you know, bring it into my temples and place a little bit on my nose, and that's my blush choice for the day. I've really been feeling orange blush. I've always like loved orange blush, but I've been wearing it a lot more recently. My go-to was always Sweet as Cocoa. So I do love warmer blushes, but there's just something about this that just looks so good. Okay. So yeah, bestie gets punched in the face. She's cussing because she was like, I did not leave my home to come to a function where I was supposed to be enjoying myself, which for the most part we were, only to get punched in the face. Like, this is not happening. So she's cussing, you know, like, someone punched me. She keeps saying, yo, like, someone punched me. Like, yo, somebody just punched me. What is going on? And at this point, we're all kind of sensing without saying, like, the party is coming to an end. The commotion is getting a little bit too crazy. And something's gotta give. Like, let's start making our way out. Because she's pissed. She's like, yo, like, let's go. So we start making our way towards the stairwell. And mind you, like I said, the basement is crowded. So we're having to, like, shift in between people. All of a sudden, we hear,
yo, he has a gun.
excuse? We book it. We book it. We find our way up the stairs. At this point, everybody's finding their way up the stairs. We're trying to get out of the house. Everybody's now kind of like in panic mode because no one's trying to get licked down by a bullet. I'm using Sephora Collection eyeliner to do this. So yeah, so we start we start making our way upstairs. Dope girl one is on the main floor. We link with her, like she just grabs us and then we go outside. So we're outside, and we keep hearing a commotion and someone keeps repeating like, yo, this man has a, you know, a blicky on him. So we don't know if it was the guy that was like shoving the girl or if it was someone completely different. But we didn't stick around to see. I'll tell you that. We booked it. We started running because then we started hearing sirens. So I honestly, I think the police came not because somebody heard shots or anything, but because of the party in the neighborhood causing a commotion. You know, it's loud. The houses are really close together. It's housing. So yeah, somebody definitely complained. And so we start hearing a wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. The police are coming. We need to go. Not only do we need to go because somebody had a weapon, but we're not sticking around to be police escorted from no one because all of me and my friends, except for Dope Girl One, were Caribbean. Even then, we all had parents who did not play about that. So we booked it. When I tell you we ran so fast, she's a runner, she's a track star. We were out of there because we were not sticking around to see anybody pop off nothing because bullets don't have names. They can lick down anybody. Okay. So this mascara is really good. It's from Sephora collection. It's their Size Up mascara. It's only $16. It's not bad considering that drugstore mascaras are now $20. So, hey. Yeah, this mascara is really good. So I'm going to do Versatile Chestnut by Makeup Forever lip liner. So yeah, we booked it outside. We ran as far as we could get out. And then we ended up calling a taxi to come and get us. Let's try it. This is Empress by Huda Beauty. I don't know if this is gonna give me, oh, it actually will. This is pretty. The taxi ended up dropping off Dope Girl One first, and then took me and Besties home, and then we went inside. And yeah, that is the time on how we went to a basement jam that nearly got shot up. So yeah, guys, that concludes my little story time. Get ready with me. It was crazy. I have more story times coming. There are certain story times that I just don't feel like everyone needs to know, but I do have a few that I could let you guys know in the details on that were like really interesting during that time when I was younger, in my teenage years, and even in like my early 20s. I will be actually starting an advice column. So if you would like to give in, or sorry, not give in, but like email me some of your stories, situations that you would like advice on, send it to the email that pops up on the screen. I'm not sure what I'm naming it yet, so that's why I haven't said anything on like the name, but I'm gonna figure out what to call it, and I will do videos where I get ready and I give advice, and my viewers can give advice. So make sure to share this video, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye, loves.